Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today we're going to park our money so we can pack money out. Now, for the last couple of weeks, I told you guys that some of the best investments that you can have are investments in ETFs. I told you guys to invest in about 4 ETFs. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to just 3 of them. The fourth one is just for my subscribers on the X platform. Those are my priority. I hold their hands, I mentor them. So if you want the fourth one, then obviously you got to subscribe to me on the X platform. But I just want to give you an overview because these 4 ETFs, they've made money over the last couple of weeks. And then some people are asking me, how is it possible? How come they consistently make money? Now, I told you guys to invest in these ETFs, the Pro Shares Ultra Dow 30, the iShares Dow Jones US ETF, and then the Vanguard VOO. And I also gave you guys also on the subscriber platform of my X profile a fourth one. Now, the reason why they consistently make money is just because of their business model. It's just because of their business model. And they've been around for a while. Now, if you take, for example, the Ultra Pro Shares 30, so that's going to be the Ultra Pro Shares US Dow 30. Now, you're going to see that it's been around for about since 2006. And what they do is that they invest in the Dow Jones, but they don't just invest in any companies in Dow Jones. They pick 30 companies in the Dow Jones, of which if you look at the spread of those companies, so about 22% of those companies are going to be financials. So you're talking about banks, you're talking about insurance companies, you're talking about, mortgage providers. So that's just going to be 22% of their investments. Then 17% is going to be IT. And then, to a lesser extent, I think about 11% is going to be healthcare. And then it just goes all the way down. And so they've got 30 companies that they invest in, and every day they make a trade. So they have some certain parameters that they use in choosing these 30 companies. But then if you look at the way the Dow Jones goes, when the Dow Jones grows, then they also grow. And for the most part, for the year, the Dow Jones grows more than it falls. Sometimes it plateaus. So they are able to make money constantly. And they've got a long history of making money. And I've told you guys before that the best predictor of future events is past events. And then if you look at the iShares US Dow Jones ETF, now they've been around since 2000, so they're a bit longer than the Ultra Pro Shares. But then they cast a wider net. But they are also, their benchmark index is also the US Dow Jones Industrial Average. And then they, invest in more companies. But here's the thing, since their inception, they've ultimately been a profit-making ETF, although it is possible to have a loss, but it's very, very rare. And from the last time, just like I told you guys to invest in it I think it was about 10 days, in that 10-day period, the price of the stock has gone up by about 2.5%. Now, think about what it's going to be like at the end of the year. That's what I've told you. It's some of the best investments that you can invest in because they are very stable. The risk is there, but the risk is, I'll say it's minimal. Now, if you look at the VO, which is the Vanguard VO, which is tied to the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 has been around for about 101 years. And the Vanguard VO, I think it was started in 2010. And if you look at their history, they've consistently delivered a lot of profit. Now, what is the operating model? The operating model is to take out the 500 largest corporations on the S&P 500. So that's why it's called the S&P 500. So the 500 largest corporations on the market. So they're going to be looking at the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. They're going to take the 500 largest corporations by market capitalization. And what they do is that it's a weighted index. So what they do is that they invest in each company according to their weight on this 500 list of largest corporations. So for example, if you look at the 500 largest corporations in America, and if you say the number one probably has maybe it comprises of about 8% of the entire capitalization of the 500 largest corporations. So what they're going to do is that they're going to invest 8% of the money of the mutual fund in that company. Then if the next one comprises like maybe 2% of all of the market capitalizations of the 500 largest corporations in America, then they're going to invest 2%. So that's why it's a weighted average. So they invest according to the weight of the company in the index. And so it's a very safe way to make money. So all of them, from the last time I told you to invest in, they've all made money. And right now, the Feds, they just released, I think, a policy statement yesterday that they're going to hold interest rates level Because I think the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, they released their CPI data, and they've seen that inflation is not at the point where they want it to be. Now, here's the thing. The only way is up, because they're not going to increase interest rates. The Feds are not going to increase interest rates, so they're likely to reduce interest rates. The only thing is that we don't know when. Whenever they reduce interest rates, what we're going to see is that the market is going to expand further. So the best thing that you can do for your money is to park your money in these ETFs. You're going to make a lot of money. Now, if you watch this, and maybe you don't know how to invest in these ETFs, which is quite easy, just simply subscribe to me, and I'm going to walk you through. And subscribing is very easy. You go on the X platform, you search for me at Reno Omokri, and then you just click on the subscribe tab. You follow the point, and easy peasy, you're a subscriber. Now, thank you for watching, and may God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is